Hi everybody, my name is Kevin and I'm the head of business development here at Kraken Futures. In this video, we're going to talk about the difference between margin and futures. The biggest difference between margin and futures trading is the amount of leverage that you can use. Margin trading allows for up to 5x leverage, whereas futures trading allows for up to 50x leverage. But the mechanism behind both of these products is completely different. So when you're trading margin, you're actually borrowing money from the exchange, and you're using the borrowed money to buy the asset itself. Margin trading, therefore, takes place on a spot exchange in a spot order book. The leverage in margin comes from the fact that you've borrowed money. So, for example, let's say you deposit $1,000 to Kraken. You then take a $2,000 loan to go trade. You can now buy $3,000 worth of Bitcoin, but importantly, you've borrowed $2,000, and you will pay interest on that borrowed amount, in this case, 20% annualized. When you trade futures, it's a different mechanism. With futures, you're buying contracts that represent an asset, for example, Bitcoin. The price of the contract reflects the real spot price of Bitcoin. So futures trading takes place on a completely separate order book from spot and margin. Futures contracts are unique to the exchange that you're trading on. They're not fungible. So you can't withdraw a futures contract from Kraken Futures and deposit it to BitMEX. The leverage in futures trading comes from the fact that you're only required to put up a fraction of the total contract value at the time of purchase. For example, let's say you deposit that same $1,000 to Kraken Futures. You'd be allowed to buy Bitcoin contracts worth up to $50,000. That's your 50x leverage. This will mean you have exposure, $50,000 in exposure to the price of Bitcoin. Trading with high leverage will seriously magnify your trading gains and your losses. So with 50x leverage, even a 0.5% market move will result in a 25% gain or loss for you. So it's important to understand that you don't borrow money when you trade futures, and therefore there's no interest charge associated with holding the position open. In conclusion, margin trading lets you trade with up to 5x leverage. You're borrowing actual money from the exchange and using it to buy the real asset on the spot market. Futures trading lets you trade with up to 50x leverage. You're buying contracts, and the contracts mirror the spot price of the asset. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. Please put your questions into the Telegram chat or in the chat here, and we look forward to continuing with you. Thank you.